Italian Football Podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Italian Football Podcast. I'm Carlo Garganese and this is a short preview of Italy's final World Cup qualifier on Sunday. Italy against Norway, World Cup qualifying Group I at the San Siro in Milan. 20:45 CET, the kickoff time on Sunday evening. To start with, as this is the final game of the group, let me just go through the state of play. Norway, top of Group I, Italy, second in Group I after 7 matches played. Norway are top with maximum points, 21 points, and a goal difference of plus 29. Italy are second with 18 points with a goal difference of plus 12. Now remember, first place qualifies automatically for the World Cup. Second place qualifies for the playoffs in March. The tiebreaker in the event of teams finishing equal or level on points is goal difference. Now, Norway currently have a plus 17 goal difference over Italy. So if Italy beats Norway, they will be level on points with Norway. But because of this huge goal difference, Italy need the biggest miracle ever seen in football in order to qualify automatically for the World Cup. Italy will have to beat Norway by 9 goals to finish first. So I think we can pretty much rule that out, that ever happening. Actually, Italy's record win, the biggest win in the history of the Italy national team, is 9-0 against the United States in 1948. So Italy will have to equal or better that victory in order to get to the World Cup that's being played in the United States. But I think we can safely say that isn't going to happen, especially if you watched, if you've seen much of Italy in the last few years, but especially if you see Italy against Moldova, the 156th ranked team in the world, on Thursday, where they were absolutely abysmal and took to the 88th minute to make the breakthrough. They finally won 2-0. It's very, very, very unlikely. So basically, there really isn't much to play for in this game for Italy other than to try and maintain a bit of momentum. Can we call that momentum that they have? And they've won all their games under Gattuso, but against weak opposition. I think that for Italy, they just need to try and build up some confidence and just try and go into those playoffs. The playoff draw is next week. They obviously hope for a good draw. And if you want to understand how the playoffs work, if you use the search function on our YouTube page on the Italian Football Podcast, type in FIFA World Cup 2026 playoff draw. If you type that in, you'll see about 4 weeks ago, I did an explainer explaining how the playoffs work, the teams, the seedings, semi-final, final, how it all works. Obviously, we don't know who all the teams will be yet. I'll talk a little bit more, produce some more content. We'll do some more content on that next week, as the playoff draw is, I believe, next Thursday. But if you want to understand now, ahead of the Norway game, because as I said, it's a bit academic, that game now, then do check out that video so you can understand it, because Italy are going to be in the playoffs. I could tell you that. It's unfortunate in a sense because I think that as disappointing as Italy have been, they could actually end this group with 7 wins out of 8 and still not come top. And that is a damning indictment on the format of these World Cup qualifiers. Remember, this is a 48-team World Cup now. It's been expanded. And the fact that Italy can win 7 of their 8 games and still have to go through a quite frankly ridiculous playoff system, which is 2 one-legged knockouts to get to the World Cup. Meanwhile, in South America, you have 6 out of the 10 teams qualifying. The 7th place team goes to a playoff. Brazil have qualified for the World Cup with 6 defeats. Brazil, 6 defeats. Italy, 1 defeat. Yet Brazil go straight to the World Cup. Brazil have won less than half of their matches played. Italy have won 7 of 8. Brazil have qualified for the World Cup comfortably by 8 points. Italy have to go to the playoffs. Bolivia go to the playoffs with 6 wins, 2 draws, and 10 defeats. It's a frankly ridiculous format. Some of the absolute dross that's qualifying for the World Cup from other confederations, because Gianni Infantino basically wants the support and votes of the smaller nations. That's why he's done it. That's why the World Cup's been expanded. Yes, it's beautiful to see some of these small nations at the World Cup, absolutely, but still, the qualification process needs to be fair for everyone. And it's not fair if a team can win 7 of their 8 qualifiers and have to go to a playoff. However bad we're saying that Italy are going through a crisis, as if you listen to my post-match reaction on Thursday, I fully acknowledge that Italy are going through a crisis, and the fact that they struggled to beat a team ranked 156th in the world in Moldova, a team that conceded 12 goals to Norway, shows that Italy in crisis. But fair is fair. Italy have won 7 of their 8 qualifiers, and even if many of those opponents are not great, they won 7 of their 8 qualifiers. Brazil are qualifying for the World Cup, winning less than half of their qualifiers and being defeated 6 times. Bolivia could qualify for the World Cup with 6 wins, 2 draws, and 10 defeats. The format is completely flawed, and it's a complete nonsense. So anyway, that's that out of the way. Let's move on. Let's move on to the match now. Gattuso played a virtual second string against Moldova, with the exception of Sandro Tonali, who played because he's on a yellow card, and Gattuso has already confirmed he won't play against Norway in order to avoid the risk of getting a yellow card in this game against Norway and thus being banned for the semi-final of the playoffs. So Tonali won't start. I don't think he'll play at all. Barella was banned against Moldova. He will be back. He will start in this game. Other than that, in terms of personnel, I expect to see Gattuso field what he considers his strongest 11, for the reasons I said before, to try and get a win against a bigger nation, try and build up some confidence and belief, and try and get some rhythm going for those playoffs. The formation is a question mark. We still don't know what system Gattuso will play or what he sees as his best system, and what he intends to use in the playoffs. He said it's good for him to be able to have 2 different formations, 2 different systems, but he's played, I think, 4 different systems since taking over with Italy. He's played a 4-4-2 and a 4-2-4, kind of both overlap each other. Also played a 4-3-3 and a 3-5-2. He used a 4-2-4 against Moldova, with Zaccagni and Orsolini, who are 2 wide attacking wingers, as side midfielders. Norway are too good to play that attacking. So I don't expect him to do that. I think that we'll either see a more conservative 4-4-2 in this game, or maybe he will go to a 3-man midfield to make more of a 4-3-3. At the back 4, I expect it to be Donnarumma will be back in goal. I think it will be Di Lorenzo, Bastoni. It will be Calafiori if he is fit. He wasn't fit for the Moldova game. If he isn't, then I think it will be either Mancini or Buongiorno. Gabbia, I wouldn't expect, but it will be Calafiori if he's fit. Di Marco at left back, I would expect. I think it will be Barella and Locatelli at centre midfield. I think it will be Politano at right midfield. Now, in the normal circumstances, I would expect Cambiasso at left midfield, but he's on a yellow as well. So is Fratesi. So both of those players might also be taken out of the risk of the firing line, of the risk of being banned for that playoff. But if it isn't Cambiasso at left midfield, I don't see how you play a conservative 4-4-2, because we don't really have any other left midfielders, and they're all kind of attacking wide wingers. So I don't know about that. Again, lack of options, as I said on Thursday. And up front, I think it will be Retegui with Esposito. I think. If he chooses to play a 3-man centre midfield, it will probably be Barella, Locatelli, and then one of Ricci, Fratesi, or Cristante. Maybe Ricci, because he didn't play in this game against Moldova. And then the attack, it will be Retegui, flanked by Politano, possibly Zaccagni or Raspadori. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see in the system. I think he needs to choose, though, a system. Well, it's a bit late now. It's the last game. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, in terms of absentees, Spinazzola injured. Moise Kean Cambiaghi pulled out despite getting call-ups. Chiesa refused to call up again. Michael Coyote was snubbed controversially. And Bellanova, who played against Moldova, did not play well at all. As for Norway, they'll play the strongest available team, despite them being able to lose anything up to 8-0. They'll play their strongest team. The team that played in the 4-1 win against Estonia was Nyland, Ryerson, Ayer, Hegem, Wolf, Bob, Berger, Berg, Nusa, Sorloth and Haaland up front. And again, in a kind of attacking 4-2-4. I would expect them to play an extra centre midfielder and get rid of a winger against Italy again, because I think it will be too attacking against a stronger opposition. So that's what I would expect. Martin Odegaard is injured and misses the game. Leo Ostergaard is back from injury after missing last month. He didn't play against Estonia. Maybe he could come back in at centre-back. We'll see. Norway's strengths. I mean, listen, they thrashed Italy 3-0 in June, which brought to the end of the reign of Luciano Spalletti. They're on the brink of the best ever qualifying performance by a nation from UEFA in the history of the World Cup, which is pretty incredible, really. They need to just score one more goal to record the best European qualifying tally this century. Sorry, let me correct myself. Not ever, this century. So they just need one more goal, and they've got the best ever European qualifying goal scoring tally ever, which is pretty mad. They were on a 9-game winning streak before they drew with New Zealand in a friendly, and then they won again against Estonia. And Erling Haaland also is on the brink of history. He scored 14 times. He's won the top scorer trophy for the qualification campaign by a mile. If he gets 2 more goals, he will match Robert Lewandowski's record of 16 goals in qualifying. Lots of quality in attack. Sorloth, beast in the air, scored 2. Nusa, who was really the one that destroyed us in June. So, Norway have plenty of quality. But as I said, I mean, I think this will be the aims of this game is obviously we can't qualify, but just test us against a stronger opponent. Gattuso hasn't played against a strong opponent yet. Try and get some rhythm, understanding ahead of the playoffs. Try to go into those playoffs with a win for confidence. Try and keep a clean sheet. The team defensively has been a mess for so long. It's been a little bit improved, but, still, they need to get that defense kind of sorted. And, just try and get some solidity in the defense, I think, against such a strong team with Haaland. That would build some confidence because, I have my doubts over the fullbacks. I don't like Di Lorenzo at all. He gets done all the time. I saw Nusa kill him in the first game, and I don't think he should be anywhere near the right back role anymore. And Di Marco, I don't really want at fullback either, because I think he can be got at there. But hopefully we'll see. The centre backs, Bastoni needs to start showing that he can do it in a 4. Great in a 3, but I'm still not completely sold of him in a 4, as brilliant as he is. So our defence needs to prove itself. This is a good game for it to try and show us that we've got a strong defence. We've got the players, but the defence has been bad for a long time since Spalletti. That's the hope. Hopefully we show a bit more in attack again. We have scored a lot of goals under Gattuso, but we showed against Moldova again our limitations and the lack of depth and lack of quality that we have. Obviously with Retegui, he's been scoring a lot of goals. Esposito started well, so hopefully those two can do well. But it's hard to get too excited for this game because, like I said on the Thursday post-match, this qualifying campaign has just been torture ever since the defeat against Norway, which basically consigned us to the playoffs. The last few games, since September, October, November, have been just torture because we've known we've got no chance at all of qualifying directly for the World Cup. So we've just been basically playing the waiting game. I think I said in an earlier pod, it's been like being on death row. You're just waiting for the executioner, and we're just waiting until March now. And this game, yes, we can try and build up some confidence, but us Italy fans, we just want those playoffs to come along, put us out of our misery one way or another, because it's just horrible. It's horrible. We're in between worlds right now. The odds for this game, Italy are actually favourites for this game, 7-10. Norway 29-10. Draw 5-2. Predictions. I'm going to try and be positive, and I think a win. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think a 2-1 Italy win. I mean, it's not going to be worth much, but I think Gattuso will get his players up for it, and I think that Norway will just play a containing game, counter-attacking, knowing that they don't really need to overexert themselves. They know they don't need to take any risks, and they don't need to take the risk of, maybe conceding a couple of early goals in the first 10 minutes, and then you've got a kind of, well, you never know. I mean, it's not a you never know, but you know what I mean. They were to concede 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, it could get the crowd going and make their evening a little bit more stressful than it needs to be. But I don't expect them. I think they'll play a containing game, more conservative. They'll just hit us on the counter attack. So I think that Italy will go for it more to try and, Gattuso will try and drum into them that let's go out with a bang ahead of the playoffs. So I think maybe that might be decisive, and I think Italy will maybe get a win. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Italy win. And that's that. So, yeah. Please do check out, though, on Sunday, the post-match reaction, which Nima will be doing. And then next week, we will have more content for you ahead of and around the World Cup playoffs draw, which Italy will, of course, be a part of. Okay? Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a great weekend. Ciao, ciao.